up this morning and I pray to the Most High. The sun is shining so bright. I'm blessed to live this life. Yahawashi, blessed be Yahawah, blessed be Yahawashi.
Welcome to the Helpmeets Hangout. Hey, because this is where the Helpmeets Hangout. Welcome to the Helpmeets Hangout.
Come on, girl.
Get on this is where the Helpmeets Hangout. Hey.
This is where we hang out, and this is where we be at.
Hey.
I told Lily I wasn't remixing today.
And I said, yes, you are.
Because I don't know what to say. I say the same thing.
So what? It's
Welcome
the
to
remix.
the Hangout.
They know the remix by
where
now.
Helpmeets Hangout. And this is where we hang out, and this is where we be at, and this is where we pull up and scratch where we see at. Okay.
Hey.
So y'all getting today.
It's my favorite, one of my favorite fragrances.
Well,
Born Dreamer.
Where you get it from? How much it costs is the question.
It was actually on sale, and it was on sale for $5, but I get a discount at my job, so I only got it for $3.75.
Okay, period. We love a discount. We love a sales.
Yes.
All praises.
Yes.
All praises. Ulta's really nice. They got some really nice stuff there.
Hold on.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some lemon in it. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some lemon in it. Hold up. Wait a minute. What? Wait a minute. Don't do it to him. 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 Okay, so while she's on mute,
sorry guys, I'm back.
Vote will and in good spirits.
Most I willing. Everybody's doing well through the spirit today.
Pump it up, pump it up. What? Pump it up, pump it up.
This sister is. This sister hype. This is hype. This is it. Woo! You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, Lord, everybody doing well in good spirits. Obviously, I am. What are we talking about today, Lily? Do you want to let the crowd know? Wait. I understand that everybody probably just finished their unleavened bread and all that, so I hope everybody had a great feast. Seriously though, we are in some crazy times. Y'all, I was there's this channel on YouTube called WION. Lily know who I'm talking about. That it's like an end times channel.
We on. Yeah.
And, we on. But anyways,
you know what? That's really actually crazy because when you think about the sound of an alarm, that's kind of what it sounds like. Like we on. And they like.
That's probably why they named it like that.
Right, because they do be bringing out the tea.
They do. But I realized for some reason must have been in my spirit to look up how long the war with what's it called Israel and Gaza been going on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's been going on since October.
It's been a really long time since that.
Like I was like, and so I was I had looked at a before and after video of like the before the war and after the war. And I just want to show y'all because I just like that's crazy that this is what America finna be like. Like this is finna be our reality, not too and soon. So it's like
you better get yourself together.
It just kind of gave me chills because it kind of was a little scary. I was like, dang, like we really got to get our spirits right and get it together because this is coming to America soon. It's like we see these things in these third world countries and we see these things in Africa and Afghanistan and all these different places. That's going to be America one day. And it's crazy because a lot of people don't think that.
No, a lot of people think that this society is going to remain how it is for forever. Exactly. And it's not like that.
I just want to show y'all.
So lucky, go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, especially when you think about, I've been hearing a lot about, they've been trying to make a lot of things in the New Testament so-called anti-Semitic when it doesn't, it doesn't make sense. But
Hmm.
they've been trying to make things, you know, fit their narrative, but it's
Right.
nothing but prophecy unfolding.
Yeah. Right. It's all a part of most of our plan, y'all. And we just got to make sure that we stand on our P's and Q's because these things are real.
Very much so. Mm.
I didn't realize how beautiful that thing was.
Oh my goodness. That is so sad.
Hmm.
Streets gonna be desolate.
Hmm.
And you really gotta be built up through the spirit through all of
Hmm.
that.
Y'all get the gist though. I ain't. It's only like 30 more seconds, but I don't want to play to spin um show too much of it. But y'all can go watch it. It's on Guardian News, Gaza City before and after footage.
Hmm.
And he just had me. Most I just put them on spit to look up, and it just was crazy. Like just to see how they once had regular lives and so then I googled. I was like, where do the Gaza refuge, like where do they live now? And they in like
Hmm.
camps, and they just right now they just trying to get by. They just trying to get by and rebuild. They just trying to make it day by day, and
I was
that's how
gonna
it's
say
gonna be
trying to
for us.
endure day by day.
They
Yep.
just trying to endure day by day, and that's how it's gonna be for us because what we want to know
Yep.
is this life, and we saw these trees, and that's that how Gaza look is going how America's gonna look, but 10 times worse. And what our life used to be like, that you see how they used to shop, go out to eat. Now they just trying to endure day by day, and they pilgrims on earth at this point. They ain't there,
Right.
and that's gonna be us. So it just kind of it
Hmm.
gave me chills. This kind of made me think like, yeah, this is not our rest. This is not where we're trying to be at forever. We're trying to get the kingdom of heaven. We just have to always remember that there was greater ahead. Always remember to stay focused on the kingdom because that's what we're trying to get
Right.
at the end of the day. The prosperity, Bahasham shot. So that's just something that was in my spirit.
That was mighty exhortation because I think sometimes through the day to day things that we have going on, we kind of get lost in our own,
We do,
it's like our own bubble. We kind of get lost in that.
we
But to
do.
think about the bigger picture of things, of how the future is going to look and how
Yep.
things are going to unfold and how prophecy is going to unfold, it's just like you really got to keep those things in the back of your mind as well because it's just like you're not just here for no reason. You kind of got to make sure
Exactly.
you endure through those things and be built up through the spirit. And the time that you do have, making good use of your
Yep.
time. So that's a beautiful
What she
exhortation.
said through the spirit because
Period.
it definitely what she said through the spirit because I know for sure I'll say I know for sure me personally I get distracted at times, meaning like it's like I don't know, like I'm not in tune with the most high I should be. Like I read and I pray,
Yeah.
but I'm not really in tune with my prayer life how I should because that's how you really feel connected with the most high. Stand in his word, really. And so it's like I read in the morning to start my day and I pray throughout the day, but there's more I could be
Right.
doing. I could be listening to videos throughout the day. And so there's times where the most I have to pull me back and make me self-examine like, okay, I've been slack on this, I gotta do better. And it's just put in perspective, like we just have to do everything we can to stay connected with the Most High and stay built up to the Spirit, feeding our spirit, because that is going to be our reality soon, and we want
Yeah.
to endure it and make it on the other side out, because we all have to stand before the judgment seat of Yahawashi, all of us. And so our actions will all be weighed, and it kind of puts you in the perspective of I got to make sure I'm doing what I got to do as a woman, as a servant of Yahawashi, most importantly, because everything that we done in dark and light, it's all gonna be there in that day.
It's
It's
all
gonna be
going to
right
be
there.
examined.
Ain't no
Right.
running from it. Ain't no hiding from it. Ain't
Right.
no lying. Ain't no getting out of it. Ain't no more asking for forgiveness. Ain't no more
Hmm.
repentance. That's it. That's it. You had your chance. And it really put things in perspective. So I say all that to say, like I said, I get distracted at times, and most I have to bring me back, and that's His mercy. He had to bring me back. Like, gotta get right, because like the sister said, sometimes we just so get caught up, and sometimes we need that reality check. Like, okay, this is coming. You better get right. You're gonna get
Yeah.
left. So that's
But I
just
think it's beautiful also to be able to have that discernment as well, because not everybody has the discernment that they're falling off. Not everybody has that um perspective. They just like, oh well, or they'll go through their day and things in their day are overwhelming them. So it's like all praises to the Most High that you do, and we are blessed with having that discernment. Like, you know what, I noticed I haven't been reading lately. I noticed I haven't been praying as much as I could, or I just really realized that I haven't been doing all that I have been can to make my calling and election
yeah.
sure. So, I
That's
praise
all
the
praise
Most
to the
High for
Most
that
High.
too.
That is all praise to the Most High. That's all praise to the Most High, because that's what the Most High wants. He wants us to be real. Like because at the end of the day, He know our heart, and so He wants us to be humble enough to be like, I've been tripping, and that's what the
Yeah.
Most High wants. He
Because he's
wants
the
us to
only one that can help you, because he knows what you're
right,
going through. He knows the
right,
season that you're in. He knows that you're in a different season than before. He knows, what you have on your plate may be a little bit more stressful, overwhelming, overstimulating than the previous season. So that's grace
yeah.
and mercy as well. So
Oh, hold on.
yeah, y'all. Most High willing, y'all are prepared to the Spirit for all things, and continue to pray that the Lord allows you to be prepared for whatever He may have, coming your way, whether it's, in a positive manner, in a blessing, or it's a trial or tribulation. So, yeah. And let me see. Today we are actually, let me get that foundational precept, because I know we've been talking a little bit, but I don't want us to forget our foundational precept.
You want me to
Oh,
get it? It's
I was.
already put up.
Oh, yep. Go
Okay.
ahead.
This
Get it,
First
sis.
Peter 4:11. If any man speak, let him speak as the organs of Yahawah. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which Yahawah giveth. That Yahawah in all things may be glorified through Yahawashi God, to whom be praised in the man, forever and ever. Amen. So everything we speak want to be
Amen.
the organs of the Most High. We want to speak and do those things that are pleasing in the Most High sight, and give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahawashi, because it is only His ability that we're able to get on here, talk to sisters, edify sisters, exhort sisters, and laugh a little bit. So call it
That's right.
Yahawashi.
All praises to the Most High.
Ting. But
Not
sister,
seen.
she can introduce the topic at hand if she may, if she wants, if she would like to. Drum roll, please.
Today we're going to
Yeah,
be
that.
talking about. Today we're going to be talking about forgiveness. And what does forgiveness look like to you? What does forgiveness look like to me? How I handle it, how Abarriyah might handle it, tips in moving forward, just in order for us to have a sense of peace and rest in that peace. So, con,
Con.
that's what we'll be talking about today.
I like that. What are
I don't
here
know
to
why
look
that
at?
was on my spirit so heavy. Maybe I need to forgive somebody. Maybe I need to forgive.
Maybe I
Do
need
I
to
need to
forgive
be
somebody and don't
right?
realize it. Somebody need to
Right.
forgive somebody. We know
Right.
that.
That like what? Or
So
let's I need to be forgiven.
let's
Well,
get into it though. Let's get into it.
okay.
Ouch!
Okay.
I hit my elbow around the table.
I wanted to ask, like, can we normalize this? Okay. And this is just me. When we say forgiving, it's not because when we know we're not supposed to um hold a grudge or bear a grudge or anything like that, but it's just understanding that I know that, okay, I'm gonna put it in an analogy like this. If I ride my bike and I fall, I don't have any, protect, no helmet, no elbow pad, no knee pad, no nothing. I fall
Keep going.
and I scrape my knee, I scrape my leg or anything, and then I get hurt. Okay, yes, it's going to be a scar there. Yeah, I'm going to want to ride my bike again, of course. But am I going to not take the precautions next time to make sure that I don't get hurt again. And that's what I think about like in forgiveness. It's like, yes, I forgive and um I am still going to love my sister even though or my brother or whoever may have hurt me, done me wrong or whatever, but the same way I went about the situation before may not be the same way that I go about the situation again. And that's just my thought in forgiveness. Yes, I can forgive you. Yes, I won't hold that against you, but I'll also I don't have to give you the same access to me that you had before because I might be a little bit more sensitive or vulnerable or and I feel like it takes time for people to get over those things. It's not saying, "Oh, I'm not going to speak to you anymore," or "Oh, I'm not going to do this," but it's just a I'll love you with a long-handed spoon or, you know, if that's making sense. Like I'm not holding or bearing a grudge towards you, but I am going to move with care for myself because I know how things were. And I can pray for you and I can say, I hope that, this sister or brother or whoever changes, but next time I'm going to move with a little bit more care so that I don't get hurt in that same way. You know what I mean? So,
Con. So basically, I knew that's what you was gonna say too. Um,
yeah.
I knew what you was gonna say when you said let's normalize. Yeah, let's definitely
Yeah,
normalize that because just because I forgive you, respectfully doesn't mean you have to be in my life anymore, and
exactly.
that
I don't
doesn't
have to
mean I'm
have
holding
that
a
same
grudge.
access.
You hurt
Right.
me. I need time to heal, and talking to you is just going to keep bringing up that wound that needs time to be closed and healed. So,
Yeah. Because I think sometimes people think when they think biblically about forgiveness, it's just, oh, I'm forgiving 70 times 7, and I'm just going to, you can just keep doing me dirty. Like,
yeah,
the Lord
just
didn't
run over me
say
all you
be a
want.
fool. The Lord didn't say be a fool. He didn't say that. He didn't say be foolish. He did not say that. You
Right.
know? So, yeah, I don't want it to seem like I'm going to bear a grudge or I'm going to hold a grudge or anything like that, but I am going to move with care for myself because I feel like me as a person, I show a lot of love and care to others. I'm very loving. I care for my sisters, for my people, my community, and will ultimately give what I can, down to my last. Like if I got 50 cent, then you got 25 cents and I got 25 cents. You know what I mean? Like that. So, um, I just don't want to be in a space to be used or abused or mishandled or anything like that. And recently, I've just been in a place where I'm taking my own advice. I'm learning to take my own advice. And a part of that advice for me is, pouring into myself and loving myself the same way that I care and love for others. So that's what forgiveness looks like for me. And it might look different for everybody, but yeah.
I like that. I think we can
Yeah.
agree on that, both of us. I think we can agree on that. Yeah, the Most High. When they say, I think what for me, my understanding, when they say 70 times 7, just be forgiving. Like, don't hold a grudge.
Right.
I'm going to forgive you, and if you hurt me again, I'm going to forgive you. But that doesn't
Right.
mean I have to stand here and be your punching bag. I don't have
Exactly. I
to be
don't
your
have to be
human.
belittled.
I don't. I was going to say I don't have to be your human punching bag, and I'm laughing because there's this scene on Top Boy. He said human punching bag from. I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about,
On
but
Top Boy, girl,
yeah,
I ain't watched that, but I know what you talking. I know exactly what you talking about, though.
my head he loved that show, and I had he. Let me see if I can find a little meme. It was so funny. No, I can't. But anyways, we don't have to be a human punching bag. That doesn't mean I have to sit around and let you continue to hurt me, dog me. I don't have to do that. I don't have to get treated like
Hmm.
that. We still have feelings. I'm still a human, and if you don't know how to treat me respectfully, we can part ways because I
Right.
don't have to tolerate it. I can pray for you and
Right.
love you from a distance, but I don't get you like I don't have to get you like that.
Yeah.
And we know we're gonna be hated of all men. We understand that. Like we know we're gonna be hated of our men. We know persecution is coming, and Lord willing, we'll endure all those things to the end. But we don't have to confuse being hated of our men with being continue to let people have access to you because they know how to treat you. Basically,
Yeah. I'm
does that
not
make
here
sense?
for the. It makes complete sense because I'm not here. I don't support like, and for me, that would be putting yourself in a situation to be abused. Like, and I am not here for abuse in any kind of way. And like somebody mistreating me, like, and some people can say, oh well, it's not physical, but mental abuse is real as well. Like traumatize
Emotional
putting
abuse.
yourself in traumatizing situations like that. Like, why would I continue to allow myself to be somebody's doormat? Like, I'm not with any of that. But I am, still gonna move in love and be patient and understanding that maybe that's where the Lord has them right now, and change my mindset and perspective on a situation, but to allow me to have a sense of peace, healing, and growth, prudence, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, moving in those ways. It's just like handle it differently because my old self, what that song say? It ain't nothing to cut that off. Like you just cut them off. Like snip, snip. Like you out of here. You're out of here. You're out of here. Just one and done. And I used to be like that so bad. And I'm just thankful that I'm not like that anymore, and that I'm not um willing to just dispose of people like that quick. So
Kind,
I don't
kind.
know why that song came to mind. So, but y'all know what I'm
Funny.
talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I laughed because literally just last week I was singing that song without the words, of course, the cuss words to my mother-in-law because my head went to when he went to camp last weekend. K Camp was out there at a concert on campus at VSU,
Mm.
and his
Oh,
mom was
that's
like,
who
"Who
sang
is
that?
K Camp?" And I was like, he the one that said, "Dun, dun, 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 dun." She was like, she wasn't following me. That's why I
She said,
laughed.
I don't know. I don't know.
But
Mamas be funny.
I want to read this precept.
Bring it out,
Precept.
sister.
And I also wanted to add that we are the daughters of Zion. We're the daughters of Zion. And
That's
most
right.
I don't want nobody just up and mistreating us. Like I was watching Sister Susanna video last week and she was going into understanding men and how to resolve conflict. If you have not watched that video, you need to go watch it right now.
Yeah, Sister Susanna be having some heat, that fire.
That Fafa. You need to go watch it right now. But her video is very mighty. And something she said was like, the most I don't want you crying in your bed every night and getting abused by your husband. So how much more other people?
Ooh.
How much more other people? The most I don't want you sitting around getting abused and hit on and talk crazy to by people. Like
Ooh.
deuces, I forgive
Mm.
you, but I'm gonna step that way. Hey, I'm gonna
Yeah.
step that way.
What they say? When I move, you move. Just like that. And
Just
baby, I'm out the door.
like we don't have to like we're the daughters of Zion. We're not vacuum cleaners. We're not house help. We're not doormats. We're not punching bags. We are the daughters of Zion. And the
We are
Most
not the
High,
maid.
He cares for us.
Mm.
But
Point
I want to
blank.
get
Period.
Matthew 6:14. But we also have to have a just balance because we don't want to be proud for like I ain't gotta do a one, two, or three. I don't gotta do
Right.
the thing. You know what
Right.
I
Right.
mean?
Right. Right. Right.
So we would have to just balance Matthew 6:14. For if you forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if you forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. So we want to be
Ooh.
cognizant, we want to be mindful of making sure we're not being resentful. Like, yes, we don't have to give people the same access to us, but also making sure we're not doing it out of resent. Like, I don't ever want to do with you ever again. Like
Mm.
that grudge spirit. You don't have a grudge. So make sure that you're not moving in the spirit of having a grudge or resentful. But Just because you don't want to deal with somebody anymore does not mean you have to be in their space. It does not mean that. Like, you got
Right.
to show me a Bible verse where they say that.
Mm, I don't know. But I have this precept right here that reminded me of, and this is something that I had to use. Um, I had to use this scripture because I just was going through something that was so heavy, and I just meditated on it. That's how I know the scripture like the back of my hand. And so, is Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 28. I'm gonna read 1 through 4. It says, "He that revengeth, revengeth shall find vengeance from the Lord, and he will surely keep his sins in remembrance. Forgive thy neighbor the hurt that he have done unto thee, so shall thy sins also be forgiven when thou prayest. One man beareth hatred against another, and doeth he seek pardon from the Lord? He showeth no mercy to a man which is like himself, and doeth he ask forgiveness of his own sins." So it's like, you can't be like that. I'm gonna actually read to 6. It says, "If he that is but flesh nourish hatred, who will entreat for pardon of his sins? Remember thy end, and let enmity cease. Remember corruption and death, and abide in the commandments." Hold on. Here, I'm about to keep reading. I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm not sorry. Okay, look, but I'm not. "Remember the commandments, and bear no malice to thy neighbor. Remember the covenant of the highest, and wink at ignorance. Abstain from strife, and thou shalt diminish thy sins. For a furious man will kindle strife. A sinful man disquieteth friends, and maketh debate among them that be at peace." So it's just like, it's a whole bunch of spirits that come with all of that. When you not forgiving, and you want to have vengeance, but vengeance belongs to the Lord. You gotta kind of give it to the Most High so that you can have a sense of peace and allow Him to handle it. And I remember, like, in my situation with my forgiveness, you know, it was kind of like I was seeking for an apology because I thought that I was owed an apology. But I feel like you're not always going to get that closure and apology that you need.
Like,
The person might not ever talk to you again. That person might die. Like, that person just might move across the country. You just might never see them again. You might not even, cross paths. But even if you do, you still might not get the answer that you're looking for. You still might not get that apology that you want. You still might not get the closure that you so called want. But the Lord will give you everything that you need. And at the end of the day, that person has to answer for what they have done. So it's just like, when I thought about that, I just was like, when I meditated on Sirach chapter 28, it gives you a new profound perspective, because it's just like, dang, I have a lot of stuff that I've messed up on, and I want forgiveness for as well. So I kind of got to humble myself, and just remember that, give it to the Lord and put it at His feet.
kind. That's a spirit. Speaking of, let me read this definition, and I want to say something to Lemon back off that. What is forgiveness? Psychologists generally define forgiveness as a conscious, deliberate decision to release feelings of resentment or vengeance toward a person or group who has harmed you, regardless of whether they actually deserve your forgiveness. And so, something that I used to tell myself when I was first coming to this truth, because there's something that I went through in the world, and I would just always say, I just want to know why. I just want an apology from them. Like, I just want an apology. I just want
Hmm.
them to say I'm sorry. Like, I would have dreams about them texting me saying they're sorry. I would sometimes go to my DM just hoping they might have DM me saying they were sorry and that they didn't mean it, that they loved me. But no, I'm not talking about no a romantic situation. I'm not talking about that. But that's what I had my hope set on, and I just wanted closure. I just wanted to um how am I trying to say this? I just wanted
An
to,
answer,
yeah, I wanted an answer. I just wanted
find a
some comfort.
solution or
I
something.
just wanted
Yeah.
to know that I was loved and that like they didn't mean any harm, and you ain't gonna get that all the time. And but
Mm-mm.
what's important is that the Most High is the one that gives it to us, though.
Con.
He's the one that gives us the comfort. He's the one that gives us the closure. He's the one that gives us the love. He's the one that fills the empty void. And so we have to learn to turn to the Most High through it all, because that's why Paul. Well, that's not Paul. That's why David said it's better to trust in the Lord than to trust in man, because
Amen.
when
Right.
you're man, you trust the man. Man gonna fail you every time.
Every time.
And even such a simple, just something as simple as you might need somebody to talk to, but all your sisters are busy. Well, you need to be talking to the Most High.
To the Lord.
That's what it means to trust in the Most High and keep Him first, because man is not gonna always be there. Sometimes a sister might need to talk, but I'm crazy busy and I'm not. It's not a good time for me to talk, and that's just a prime example to show. And I'm not, because we know we want to lean on sisters, but that's just a prime example to show man is not gonna always be there. Man is all sometimes busy. Man sometimes are liars. We in this flesh. So that's why you gotta put your trust in the Most High, because we in the flesh, we make mistakes. We harm others, people harm us, and we want answers, we want closure, but only the Most High, Yahawah, I can give that to us. So that's why the scriptures say, take all your supplications, take all your cares, take all your requests, take it all to the Most High, because He's the one that's going to give you the answers. He's the one that's going to heal you, that's going to build you back up, that's going to close all those wounds. He's the one that's going to do it. And I think sometimes we seek that too much in man when man can give it to us. And so what I used to
Hmm.
tell myself when I was coming to the truth was, I'm forgiving this person for my salvation. Because if I
Right.
don't forgive, the Most High is not going to forgive me. And I want forgiveness because I want to get to the kingdom Most High willing. And I can't get to the kingdom if I'm not being a forgiving person. And
Right.
so, regardless if that person deserves it or not, that has nothing to do with me. The Most High gonna take it up. They gonna have to deal with the Most High. They're gonna have to stand before the judgment seat of Christ. We all gonna have to stand before the
Hmm.
judgment seat. So I'm gonna worry about me, and I'm gonna forgive them for my salvation and for my relationship with the Most High,
Right.
because not forgiving is the hindering blocks. That's that hindrance block between you and the Most High. So if like the sister put in that precept, if you're not forgiving others, the Most High's not forgiving you. And so I just had to drill that in my head. Like, I'm gonna forgive because that's what the Most High want me to do, and because I don't want to get in the way of me and the Most High. But we don't have to talk again, and respectfully, we don't have to talk again. Respectfully, I don't have to forgive you because you deserve it. Because that's not my business. I'm doing it for me and the Most High. So,
Right. And that
um, and honestly,
oh,
it's like it.
let
Hold
me
on.
see. Go ahead. Go
And we're and it's and someone just thought about, like, we've all done the Most High wrong. We don't really even deserve his forgiveness. So the
ahead.
least we also can do is forgive others. So I also want
Right.
to throw that in there because I don't want to, make it confusing. But yeah.
No, and the other day, a sister asked me. She was asking me something about um, I forgot what exactly it was about, but it was basically pertaining to being a wife and how do she was like, how do you do something? And I just started telling her what I do, and she's like, really, like how though? And I'm like, she's not in a truth, but a sister that I work with. And I just started giving her like that is how it's the meditation of the precepts is um not something that I was able to do right away. So, when we talk about forgiveness or we talking about, being a certain way, it's not an overnight change. It's not like something that's going to be like that. So if it's something that you're struggling with, like forgiveness and forgiving others, or letting a situation go, something that hurt you a long time a long time ago in your past, in your childhood, or you're upset or angry or resentful for the way that you were raised, and I say that because of a video I saw on TikTok, and I'll talk about that a little bit after, but it takes time to break down those barriers. It takes time to, get into that mind frame of, okay, when I'm triggered, I need to start meditating on these precepts, because if I don't, then I'm gonna say something that I'm gonna have to answer for later. I'm gonna do something that I'm gonna have to answer for later, and not only that, that I might have to apologize for. I'd be like, dang, I apologize for disrespecting you. Apologize for acting that way. I didn't mean to get out of character, but once these precepts become your meditation, it's a little bit easier. Little by little, it gets easier. You kind of knock down that wall of either taking things so personal, like sometimes I don't even be affected by certain things. Sometimes I just be like, okay, like, and that person be upset or mad, or and they have to deal with that, or when people talk to me a certain kind of way, I'm just like. My mom always told me, well, a lot of times when people treat you a certain type of way, it's not something that you might have done to them. Now, she ain't say all the time. Sometimes we'd be wrong, okay, but sometimes it's not what you have done to others, it's just how what they're going through, and that's why they snapped on you or
They
are
projected
talking to
onto
you a
you.
certain, yeah, it's project I forgot what it's called. It's like displacement of anger or something like that. I forgot, it's called something, but I forgot what it's called. But yeah, like you gotta get in a place of meditating on these precepts. And like I told the sister, I wasn't always like that. I wasn't, but I've gotten to that place because the Lord allowed me to get to that place. It ain't me, it's Lord working on me, So be patient in your journey with where you are. Be patient with yourself. Sometimes we are going to mess up, but try to make sure that you're learning through these processes too. Like everything that we go through, we're supposed to be learning and taking something from it. We're not just going through things just because, or that person ain't just treat you no type of way just because. Like the other day I was telling Barrier before we got on here, like my week was good, but I just had this one encounter this week where I just was like, and I had to learn from it. I had to see what could I take from it, even though I was upset, or I felt some type of way, or I felt like I didn't deserve to be treated that way, or whatever. I still looked at it like, okay, what can I take from this? What can I learn from this? And next time, if something like this, pops up or occur, like how can I handle it? And not be walking around with that grudge on my shoulder, or a chip on my shoulder, or anything like that. So, um, um,
That was so mighty. That was a mouthful. It
okay,
was displaced anger because I looked it up. Um,
okay.
but I wanted to read this 2 Corinthians 5:10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, that everyone may receive the things done in his body and according to that he have done, whether it be good or bad. Also wanted to read Ecclesiastes 12:14, and then Matthews 12:36. For God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be bad. So whether everything is going to be brought into the light in Matthew 12:36. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. So we're going to have to answer for everything we said and done, everything we've said and done. And like the sister Lily said, sometimes we just have to practice self control, because in the moment, sometimes we want to snap back, we want to pop off. And I also wanted to encourage sister to not take vengeance in your own hands. That's Romans 12:19, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, dearly beloved. I'm gonna start at 17. With confidence to no man evil for evil, provide things honest in the sight of all men. If it be possible, as much as life in you, live possibly with all men. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. So the Most High, He's gonna have to. We all have to answer to the Most High. We all have to stand before Yahawashi, and the Most High gonna get up with us if we don't get right, and the Most High gonna get up with whoever. The Most High gonna get up with us if we don't get right, and we just have to leave things in the Most High hands, because He's gonna fight for us, and that's something that we have to remember. The Most High's gonna fight for us. You don't have to snap back at that person. You don't have to do anything. Pray about it and pray for that person. We have to remember that it don't be people; it be spirits on them.
Right.
We got
Yep.
to pray for them because they're getting attacked by spirits. And so that's what we have to remember, that which is a spiritual warfare. It's not her, but a spirit on her. It's not him, but a spirit on him. And that's what we got to do. But I just want to encourage you just to make sure you're not moving in that spirit of trying to get back vengeance, because that's not of the Most High. Vengeance is of the Lord. The Most High will deal with it. The Most High will handle it. The Most High will fight for you. But I also wanted to say sometimes things are a test to see how we'll respond. How are we going to get at the spirit? Are we going to talk crazy back to them? Are we going to try to hurt them intentionally? Sometimes it's a test to show that are we still going to show love. And again, just because somebody hurts you doesn't mean that they have to have the same access to you, but that doesn't mean have hate in your heart either. So a lot of these things are tests to see, are we really servants of Yahawashi? Are we really servants of Christ? Are we still going to move Christ like, just because, you know, just because we weren't respected? I'll say this is
Right.
Matthew 5:48, and it reads, no, I'm gonna start at 44. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you, that ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven. For he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and on the unjust. For if you love them which love you, what reward have ye? Do not even the publicans the same? And if you salute your brethren only, what do you more than others? Do not even the publicans so? But ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. So basically, Yahawashi saying, like, love those who don't show love to you. Pray for those
Right.
that don't pray for you. Basically, do good to those that don't do good to us, because what makes us any different from people in the world if we only show love to people that show love to us?
Right.
Being Christ-like is rising above when they go below. It's still showing love, still moving the fruits of the spirit when they how do I say this? I ain't gonna say when they don't deserve it, but when basically when they're not doing the same. It's being a bigger person. It's being a bigger person.
Right.
And just treating people how you want to be treated. That's Luke 6:31. So that's just some things I was thinking about as you was talking. Just rising above, being a bigger person, still showing love and still being Christ like. And that doesn't mean that y'all have to talk again, that they have to have the same access to you, but it's just really reflecting Christ in our day-to-day lives and our behavior and our response. Because like the sister said, you don't want to go back and apologize when you wouldn't even have to you wouldn't even have to have apologized if you would have kept your mouth closed. So it's exercising the fruits of the spirit when things get rowdy, knowing how to
Right.
control ourselves, because at the end of the day, we got to stand for the Most High too. The Lord shall fight for you, shall hold your peace. So sometimes
Ooh,
we got to
yes.
fight, the Most High fight for us. Like, you know what? I'm gonna let you have that, baby. I'm gonna let you have that. I'm gonna let you have that. I'm gonna let you have it. And you feel good about yourself when you learn to be like, you know what? Okay. You feel good about yourself in a sense through the spirit, humbly. But it's like, dang, I praise Most High, I'm growing. Because I've been struggling lately, okay? And the Most High is working on me, okay? All praises, hallelujah. The Most High is working on me. Because
Okay.
all praise the Most High. The Most High working on me. The Most High is working on me. That's all I can say. He working on me,
All of
baby.
us, all of us, all of
Working
us,
on me.
all of us,
All
honey. Because that situation this week had me about to be like,
praises. For real, he's working on us for real, because I can see that
yeah,
them prayers. I'm telling you, y'all, you gotta up the prayer life, because it's only the Most High that can help us.
and them
I've been
Hebrew prayers
praying
too.
to control my mouth. I've been praying to control my emotions, to think before I speak, to open my mouth with love, kindness, with wisdom, to keep a watch over my mouth. Every mouth prayer you think of, I've been praying it. I'm trying, because I be ready to, but I
What they
can't do
say,
that.
what they say, when you go low, we go to the dirt. We don't want to do that.
Right.
We don't want to do that because
When you go low,
we
I'm
want to
trying
be
to go up.
servants to the right, servants of the spirit and not the flesh.
Right.
That we don't want
Exactly.
to serve the flesh. That's ultimately going backwards.
Exactly. And my
Ultimately digging up
exactly.
that old woman, and now
Exactly.
we're talking about messing with a
Exactly.
dead body, and we supposed to be leaving them dead
Right.
bodies
And
alone.
she's supposed to
So
be buried. She's supposed to be buried because my flesh gonna get up there with you. But my spirit, I'm trying to be meek. I'm trying to be daughter of Zion,
okay,
humble, meek. Okay. Don't try me.
please, please don't try me.
Because I'm
No.
trying not to take it up there. But
He
that's
said,
that spirit
"What?
in
Don't let
the
these fringes fool you."
flesh. See, And that's why it's important to move in the spirit because, and this goes hand in
Right.
hand with my exhortation I just posted today. Um,
That
about
first one.
I was reading First Timothy today, and Paul basically said, I'm gonna just read it real quick. First Timothy chapter 2, no, First Timothy chapter 2 and verse 2. For kings and for all that are in authority, that we may lead a quiet and peaceable life in all godliness and honesty, for this is a good and acceptable
Um,
in the sight of God our Savior. And when you read down to verse 9, in like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel with shamefaced and sobriety, not with braided hair or gold or pearls or costly array, but which becometh women professing godliness with good works. So something I've noticed about Paul, he's always talking about good works. Even in Titus, Titus
mm,
2, in Titus 2 and Titus 3, he talked about good works. Um, and even when you go to First Peter, he talked about having that meek and quiet spirit, for that's acceptable in the sight of the Most High. Even in First Timothy 5, he's talking about women that have good works. He always talking about
yeah,
good works,
that first Thessalonians to be studying, be quiet.
right? And so it's
Yeah.
like, that's and we're daughters of Zion. It's okay to dress up and do what you do and through the spirit and have that balance. And there's no wrong with that. We're pretty. Do what you do through the spirit. But what Paul is getting at is that what matters is your spirit and how you behave in your works. That's what matters.
Proverbs 31.
That's what
Right.
matters because beauty is vain, a woman that fears
Mhm.
the Lord shall be praised, but let her works praise her in the gates.
That's
That's what
right.
matters, how you move in the spirit, because that's hence why First Samuel 16 and 6 through 7, the most I was like, that ain't him. I see the
Mm-hmm.
spirit, that ain't him. So it's like the most he see our spirit, so he know how we are through the spirit. And so it's like we want to strive to move in the spirit because we can have on these fringes and his hair wrap, but we don't want to be
Yeah.
picking up the old woman every time somebody say something to you, every time somebody harm you.
Now you
You
ready
ready
to
to take it
snap
up
back.
there? You ready
Right.
to say something back? You ready to do something back? You got to learn to let the Most High
Find your
fight
peace.
for you. Hold your peace and stay in the spirit. Everything shouldn't
Yeah.
shake you and bother you. Stay in the
Right.
spirit. Let the Most High handle it and give it to the Most High. And you ain't
And
even gave the
sometimes
Most
you
High
gotta be
time to
upset.
answer. I remember Sister Susanna said in one of her videos, "You praying, you ain't even gave the Most High time to answer. You being hasty." So it's like, just take a chill pill. You ain't got to dig up the old woman. We trying to keep her dead. And part of keeping her dead is learning to have self control and learning to control our flesh and think before we speak and praying that the Most High help in these areas that we are weak in. Because me, my friend, I'll be honest, I ain't there yet, and I'm trying. That's a daily prayer of mine.
And yeah.
So, let's self examine and strive to work on those things we slack in because the Most High sees us. And this don't matter. The fringes don't matter. It don't matter if you doing all this at the mouth, all
Hmm.
this at the mouth, and then come back. I'm sorry. You should have kept it closed.
Even if you don't say anything, because sisters be like, "Well, I ain't say nothing," but sister, what was in your mind?
Right.
So that's one thing I gotta do too, because I be
Mhm.
like, and I ain't say nothing, but
In
it's
your mind, you going to town on them.
yeah.
So, especially when it comes to our husbands, that's what I'm really talking about as well.
Oh yeah.
But y'all, we just gotta make sure our spirit and heart is right because that's the most I
Yeah.
see is that, and he we know he do because what it uh Sarah laughed and the most I was like, why you laugh? She's like, I didn't, but
I
you did.
didn't, but you did though.
It literally scripture say that, but you did. Like you can't fool the Most High. The Most High hear your thoughts. He heard everything you just said in your head. So, and he saw your facial expression too. He saw it.
Hmm.
So it's like check it for the Most High. Check it for you.
Right. Because my spirit definitely be checking me. Because that's another thing I had told that sister that I work with, that a lot of the time my spirit will convict me. Like, and she was
Yeah,
like, "For real?" I was like, "Yes, my spirit convicts me a lot. Like, it could be something down to holding the door for somebody, or some, like, you could have held the door for them, like, you know
yeah.
something small, or you could have. I see something laying and I'm like, I ain't gonna pick that up because he should have put it in the basket. And then I go back in there. I was like, Lord, I'm sorry. And I go pick it up and just put it in the basket because I'm the help me. Like, that's what I'm supposed to do. Or complaining about, well, why this and why that? And I'd be like, well, you prayed for this. This is a job and duty of a wife. So you kind of got to get yourself together. And, then I'd be like, all right, Lord, you know what? Please forgive me because, and it takes a moment to get there because, like I said before, I ain't care. I did not care in the world. I did not care how I affected them. it was all about Lily. It was all about me. And it was, I'm going to say what I need to say because
I
ain't
want to
nobody
say
going to disrespect me. Ain't nobody going to say whatever they want to say to me. Listen, like this too. Ain't nobody going to say whatever they want to
all
say
the
to
neck,
me.
the hand,
And
ready to take it there.
the finger, all of that. And now I just be like, I really be taken back by a lot of stuff and just be like speechless about a lot of stuff. But that's all praise to the Most High that with time, comes progress, and Rome wasn't built in a night. Flowers don't just pop up and be to their full bloom or blossom
Mhm.
overnight. So it takes
It
time to
takes
get
time,
there.
prayer.
Continue to work on it, continue to, um, just understand where you are and what season that you're in. Understand, if something is too much for you at the moment, hey, listen, this is too much for me to deal with right now. I'm going to focus on a different area of forgiving or healing or whatever, and most high willing, I can circle back around to this and have some healing in a different kind of way. But yeah, yeah,
Khan. That was beautiful. Khan. Definitely, our personal side, that was beautiful. Yeah, y'all. We just, um, yeah, that's beautiful.
I'm
It
going
takes
to read this
time, takes
precept.
patience. And something that I read today in John 15 and 2, as I was doing my exhortation, I would have read it to sisters. John 15 and 2. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away, and every branch that beareth fruit, he purged it that it may bring forth more fruit. And let me get this. Purge means to rid someone or something of an unwanted quality, condition, or feeling. So basically, if you're a sister that's bearing fruit, the Most High is going to send you through affliction to rid you of anything that's not of Him, just so you can be built up and bear more fruit. And so, like the sister said, Rome wasn't built in a day. It's going to take time. You're going to go through it, but it's all to help you be better so you can work on that mouth, work on controlling yourself, work on forgiving. And just thinking, how would what would what would Christ think about this? What would the Most High think about
Right,
this? Because
right.
that's what matters. That's the goal. That's what we should have in our mind,
Child, I'll be
because
scared.
we don't
I'm
have to
like, oh,
stay
I wouldn't have did that. I would have hurried up and picked it up. Let me hurry up and pick this up.
Judgment Day for real, and like Christ said, as you have done to the least of one of these, my brother, you have done unto me. So it's like how we
Right.
treating our brothers and sisters, how we treating our husbands. That's how we treat the Most High. So we got to be mindful how we move in this walk, and just practice forgiveness, because that's important. It's love. But I also want to ask this one question so we can wrap up. How would you counsel sisters how to forgive your husband? How to move as a wife when he's hurt you? How do you forgive? How do you go about that?
Um, that's funny that you kind of bring this up because it kind of go into what I wanted to talk about real quick. But let me read this precept and then I can expound. Okay, this Sirach chapter 6 and verse 2 and 3, it says, extol not thyself in the counsel of thy own heart, that thy soul be torn in pieces as a bull strained along. Thou shalt eat up thy leaves and lose thy fruit, and leave thyself as a dry tree. So when you're going through certain things, don't let these things fester. Make sure that you're getting counsel. Make sure that you're not supposed to do anything without counsel. You're supposed to make sure that you get counsel, whether it's you just praying and waiting for the Lord, or you pray and then ask a sister. But you're supposed to be getting counsel about things, especially if it's something that's heavy on your spirit and you don't know how to handle it and go about it. You need to be getting counsel. You need to get help with these things. We talked about therapy and things like that last episode. So if y'all didn't see that, go. I would like y'all to go watch that as well. But wisdom from elders is always gonna be A1 and help. But as far as forgiving like my husband for things, I think you said it best. We are to look at it as like Colossians chapter 3 and 23. Like, okay, I was, like I said, I would forgive the Lord, so that's how I have to look at that situation for me. Um, Now it depends on how deep it is, if I remove myself or, things like that. But as far as like light matters that aren't anything like a physical matter and things like that. For me, I would just look at it like, you know what? Pray to the Lord, especially if he's not hearing me out. Now, my husband and I, we can communicate. Everybody is not fortunate enough to have a situation where they're able to communicate with their husband in a certain manner, and it's just like you kind of gotta might have to deal with it, by yourself, and that's hard as well. But me first, I pray on it, um and remove myself so that I don't say anything crazy. And sometimes my husband will be like, well, why you ain't talking, why you ain't saying nothing? And I'm just like, is it okay if we talk about this at another time? I really don't, I'm not able to talk about it right now. I separate myself and I have to calm down, cool down, get myself together, and then I might write it down how I'm feeling, so that you know, because sometimes my husband don't talk a lot. I'm the talker. Like, I talk a lot, but I write down how I feel, and I give it to him because I know that's how he communicates better. So that it's not like my tone is any type of way, going to him. I'll write it down on a piece of paper. I say, hey, babe, I love you, and I'll add all, I love you, I appreciate you. This is what's been on my spirit, and I've been upset about X, Y, and Z. Whenever you're ready, I'll be here to talk. And I love you. And I'll just leave it, in a common area where I know he is. And, when he's ready to talk, then we talk. But even if, it's to a point where, we just don't talk, I just have to give it to the Most High. I give it to the Most High, and I might, like I said, I might ask one of my. I only talk to like one sister about like really really heavy things, and I'll ask and I'll say, how can I handle this, or how can I go about that, and she'll give me counsel, and she'll walk me through those things, but. Ultimately, I have to give it to the Lord and leave it at His feet, especially if it's something really heavy. Now, in a physical matter, it would I, I probably I probably would definitely like remove myself, and I would want to do a council. Like, somebody else has to be there. Like, I would have to have a mediator there because I wouldn't want to feel uncomfortable. I would want to lay everything on the table, but for me, I would get like mediation where we got to go sit down and talk to somebody, stuff like that. But you know, anything else, counsel, and then think about serving the Lord. So,
That was beautiful. All praises, Most High.
how praises.
All praises. Well, I think that's a wrap for today, y'all. Snaps for the mighty, excerpt from the mighty Sister Lily. Holly, how about your mouth shine?
Hold
I
on,
can't
I ain't
snap with
snapping
my
for
left hand.
myself from the mighty sister Abarriyah.
All praise Most High.
Okay,
I can't snap with my left hand. It sounds like this, but I can snap with my right.
I just snap together, and it sounds like one band, one sound.
Why? See, this is what a snap looks like on my left hand.
It sounds ashy.
But I can do it on my right. Hey, but I can do it on my right. Hey. So you can snap on both hands.
Mm, 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 mm.
My
Most High
name is
willing, this was
Abarriyah.
that's a song.
Days of the week. Days of the
Oh,
week.
I
Days
never
of the
heard
week.
that.
Days of the week. Days of the week. That's what I used to do when I was a teacher. But I was
Oh,
just making up stuff at the first part. You the
oh.
one did the beat, and that's what made me think of the song. So what song is you thinking of?
That comes from the Adams family.
It's a show.
Yes.
Well, I obviously ain't watched the Addams Family.
But okay, most high willingness was edifying for sisters, through the spirit on forgiveness. There are plenty more plethora of precepts. Y'all don't be out here bearing grudges on one another. Just know that the way your forgiveness looks doesn't look the same way as mine. Continue to heal. find your peace in each in every situation that you might go through. Make sure that y'all learning something through your journey in any trial or tribulation that you go through, and don't be letting people out here shake you, rattle you, or have you out of character. Because that old woman is dead.
That's the spirit. I also just was gonna say, yeah, don't let. And some of my husband told me last week. He was like, roughly, I can't remember what he said word for word, but he had said, don't let how somebody treat you, whether they like you or not, have you out the spirit and upset. He said, I don't care who it is. Basically, don't let that stuff bother you too much. Like, get that stuff to the Most High. Don't let that have you all out of character, walking around mad, sad, slamming stuff. Leave that to the Most High. Don't let them folks get you out your element like that. You
Because
know who
Satan
you
just
are.
doing his job. That's it.
Don't let them folks take your peace.
Her.
Period. Protect
Her.
your peace. Protecting your peace all 2024. Period. It ain't nothing to cut that. All right.
This
So
is Love y'all. Shalom. Have a good week.